Oh, would you look at that? A familiar face we haven't seen in a while. So it's not showing it here, but I love that just by the bubbles, I can tell. And I'm not talking about the underwater theme. That's not what I'm talking about. You'll see when we boot into it. Is that supposed to be left shark, or is that just a shark? So new season, event, whatever. Who cares? So I did not care about the last season of Fall Guys. I barely played it. This season, you can see the new fancy costume. So I did not buy the season pass last season because I barely played the game. Because the new season came out like the day or two before Splatoon, and I've just been putting all my time into Splatoon. So if we come down, that's a Skyrim Dova bean. Yeah, that's a funny costume. Just getting down here to the end. A lot of weird costumes. Blobfish, angler. But then at 100. Yep, that's their tie-in this season. SpongeBob. Honestly, didn't Splatoon have a tie-in with SpongeBob as well? It did. Because I know it had a tie-in with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah. A very fitting tie-in for this game. Honestly. And I think the costume looks pretty decent, honestly. Having it be the mouth, and then of course you got all this shit. I mean, if they didn't destroy crown shards, it would be worth... It would act, or if they didn't destroy crown value, it'd be worth more. Great old guy. What the heck's in the store? Oh, you got Rosa. I know it's not Rosa, but you got Rosa. I still fucking hate all this shit. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I hate all of this. Which is partially why I stopped playing. I mean, I know I was addicted to the last season. God, there's so many shows now. I know time trials is a new thing. But, you know, I'm assuming this is all the new shows. So, yeah. Not that, again, gameplay-wise, the game is still good. I just... Honestly, once it went free to play, it just killed it for me. And I just haven't really seen a reason to play it. Just being completely honest. At least now that I've got Splatoon, I mean... Because, as it's been put several times, the inherent problem with modern video games is that they want to be jobs. Right? They don't just want people playing, they want people addicted and working to them like they were a job. Either that or you spend actual money on them. Right? And fuck that. So, yeah, modern video games are just jobs. And, right, and that goes for both Fall Guys here and Splatoon. They're both jobs in their own way, so... Yeah, because they both have these 100-level season passes. So if they're going to be jobs, then I might as well... Right, then I'm going to pick and choose which job I'm taking. And yeah, I chose Splatoon over this. And I'd fucking do it again. But I still like the game. I still think gameplay-wise, it's a fun game. It's just, you know, I can't keep doing it forever. And yeah. But I do know with the SpongeBob costume, I do know people who are like, oh, I want to play it again. I want that SpongeBob costume. Because, you know, SpongeBob is is one of those important figures in a lot of kids' childhoods. I wanted to take this upper path. So yeah, I don't know, I still think gameplay-wise it's fun. It's just, they just grinded. They made the game grindier, kind of. And then they filled it with microtransactions, and it's just like, I just don't give a shit. I mean, I still enjoy it. I just, nah, I'd rather play Splatoon. Which doesn't have microtransactions. It has a season pass, but you can, you just level it up to play it. And admittedly, Splatoon season pass feels grindy as well, but I think that's more of a problem that the game just needs an overhaul in how it distributes XP. That's just, I feel like the game dishes out too little XP. Just in general, right? Not just on the season pass, just in general. I know that, and like in other games, you would have XP boosters, right? Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you'd buy an XP booster. But this game technically doesn't have that, I don't think. I mean, I know it has those season pass unlock ticket things. Whatever, who gives a shit? I've never used, I mean, they do matter, it's just I personally have never used it. Even though I think they gave me some free ones at some point, like when the new update came out. But yeah, it's... Oh, there's an invisible... That's stupid. The old Fall Guys would not have an invisible wall there. It would let you do all the stupid shit you want. Yeah, no, Splatoon... But Splatoon does have EXP boosters, I just don't use them. And those you can theoretically get unlimited of. By either playing Salmon Run or doing the other thing. The Shell Out machine, which has no real actual monetary value attached. So you're not really selling out. God, putting fucking... I'm so glad Nintendo doesn't do microtransactions in their main games. Didn't they actually remove them from They didn't remove microtransactions. I want to say they removed loot boxes from the new Mario Kart. That sounds right in my head. Which I guess we should... So our first... So we technically have 3 stories tonight. Honestly, we're... Right, I feel like a lot of big stories have already happened. Right now, we're just kind of... How are people drawing this conclusion? Wait, how does this one work? I honestly don't get how this one works at all. Oh, shit. I don't get this one. Are we following the... So would it be this one? I don't get this one. Okay, it's not the one with 3. It's the one with 1. It's this one. Or, no, is it this one? Okay. Take that, take that. That. See, I don't know if it's that one. Because that's like the shortest route through the maze, right? It was not. I don't get this one. Follow that, take that, take that. Follow it through the path. Okay. Why was that one correct? Okay, follow that path, straight line, follow that, straight line. It's got to be this one. Okay, okay. I'll be honest, I think I get it now, but that one's weird. Honestly, that one doesn't also... Whatever. So yeah, our first story of the night. So we only have 3 stories. It's mostly WIBE tonight, and there's not even that much. I mean, we got a new Rick and Morty Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which, yeah, we'll talk. I mean, I liked it. We'll talk about it. So it's not really that big of a show tonight. You know, let's just do it. Let's just finish the final round, and then we'll get started. But yeah, you know, like, there's not really... We're in the time between between Thanksgiving and Christmas, usually a very dry period, except for the Game Awards, right? Usually from now until, like, the end of January into, like, Christmas tends to be a very dry period. Oh, What? I'll be honest, I don't get this one either. But yeah, so... And that's just how gaming works in general. Is you have these very dry periods where not much happens. I feel like this should be more tense. But it ain't. I mean, I guess as more squares get taken out, you know, there'll be less room to, you know, do things on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this one's... I mean... Okay, as the platforms get taken out, they get X'd out. And then, I'm assuming, like, more and more of these sides get taken out. I don't know, it feels very anticlimactic, I guess. Whatever. Alright, so yeah, our first story, so Mario Kart, they announced when the new update was coming out. So we knew, right, they had it back at the last Nintendo Direct, back in like September. They announced that, maybe it was October, I kind of don't remember. They announced that, hey, new Mario Kart DLC coming out, and I want to say they revealed Peach Gardens and like one other course. I don't remember what the other one was. But they revealed 2 courses at the time. And it was like, hey, this will be coming later in the year. Well, of course, when is it coming out? Well, we now know it's coming out December 7th. So we got a new trailer for that. So that's not this week. Or not next week. Hey, Billy, how you doing? So the Mario Kart update's not coming out right this week. It's coming out the following week. Oh, what's that? That bird is that, Is that Death's Door? That's a very cool costume. So we're getting another. So the Mario Kart, the other courses that were announced, because Christmas is right around the corner. It is going to have the Christmas track from Mario Kart Tour, one of the few original Mario Kart Tour courses that's not just like Berlin Byway, which I want to say Berlin Byway is in the new update. I want to say the new. Oh come on. I want to say the new course being added is the new of like those generic city courses that I do not hate as much as other people do. I know some people really hate those generic city courses. I honestly think they're interesting because they change tracks every time. Like your first lap and your third lap are different. I like that. I think those are interesting ideas for tracks. Mainly because it doesn't really get done that much. So yeah, I like Berlin. I like the Australia one I like the New York one. I like the Paris. And I'm not saying they're like 10 out of 10 amazing courses. I say they're fine courses. The Paris one was fine. The Tokyo one I don't love, but I think that has to do more with the track itself. But Mario Kart Tour does have some I think it has 2 original courses. Merry Mountain and one other course. I don't remember what that other course was. But it has, like, again, besides for the tour stuff, like the World Tour stuff. But yeah, Merry Mountain is one of them. I don't know if people like Merry Mountain. I don't know if people dislike Merry Mountain. I just know it is a course that exists. So yeah, Merry Mountain's coming, but the big course. So last update on Wave 2, the big course was Waluigi Pinball, which is a fan favorite course, considered one of the best of all time in Mario Kart. And we're getting another fan favorite course. I like Waluigi Pinball as much as the next person, don't get me wrong. But this one's another favorite. And yeah, one of my personal favorites. 3DS Rainbow Road. Out of all the Rainbow Road tracks, 3DS Rainbow Road is the best Rainbow Road. It's not a full... It's one of those courses that's like, instead of 3 laps, it's just one long lap. But it's very well done. It's very fun. It's very creative, because you, like, drive on the rings of Saturn. You drive on the moon you drive across the moon's surface. And, like, you can trick off of moon craters. Right? Shit like that. So, yeah, I really do. I like 3DS Rainbow Road a lot. This looks like a good adaptation of 3DS Rainbow Road. Right? It seems to be... It looks like they've updated the visuals very well. So, I like that. That's good. I'm excited. Honestly, I'm excited to play more Mario Kart. I may not be as good as the game as I once was. Because I was no Drift King. But I was still very good at Mario Kart back in the day. And I'm not anymore, sadly. Like, not playing the game for 8 years. Yeah, no, all my skills are gone. But, honestly, 8's probably an over. It's probably closer to, like, 5. But even still, all my skills are gone. But I still enjoy it. I'm glad I finally picked up a copy on the Switch. And yeah, I've been enjoying the DLC. I know people have problems with it, and you know, some of those problems are completely valid. I don't think they matter. Like, they're valid complaints. I just think people give them too much weight. Like, people, like, say, like, they matter too much. Like, no. But I enjoy it. I do enjoy some Mario Kart. So that's cool. Another game getting an update is Switch Sports. So we knew we were getting a holiday update. And people had been waiting for that for a long time. Is it this one? So yeah, people have been waiting for the holiday update that added golf. It got delayed because it was supposed to come out in fall. But it's coming out now, finally. And yeah, it looks, you know, it's golf. I wish they, because it seems to just be classic courses from the series. It looks like they didn't add any new courses, and that kind of sucks. I wish they had added more new courses. If I had one complaint, I would have liked to have seen new golf courses. But other than that, I think it looks good. You know, it's always more golf. I like the idea of online golf. I think that's a very fun idea, you know, online survival battle royale golf. I don't know, like, so, you know, I'll just say this now. So, for Thanksgiving this year, I actually brought the Switch along with Switch Sports, right? Like some classic, like, 2007 playing Wii bowling before Thanksgiving and Christmas, right? That was a thing that used to happen back in the day. Right, you'd all get together on the Christmas morning, and you'd all play the Wii together. So I was like, yeah, I kind of want to, yeah, let's, you know, millennials will do anything for a hit of nostalgia. Sure, I'll do that. So yeah, I used Switch Sports, and then afterwards I was like, oh, you know, I want to play a little more. Let's try an online game. And they were doing like a they were doing like a holiday event that would get you more experience. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool idea. Right? It's it wasn't double XP, but it was like 1 point, because that's another game that needed balancing. Like, that game just needed to hand out more XP overall. To get, like, that game's so fucking grindy. But I was always like, yeah, you know, they need to hand out some more XP, give more stuff. They really don't. But, so I was like, oh, they're doing, like, extra XP for bowling and Champara online. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I did a round of bowling, got my double XP, and then I went to do another round, and no, you only get double XP for that singular round. After that, nope, no more double XP. Oh, God. There's that one guy who will sabotage the whole thing. Yeah, no, they're giving double XP, but just for that one round. And then that's it. No more double XP. What a fucking waste, man. Like, they could have done a cool, like, double XP thing, and they just didn't. Right? Like, there could have been something cool there. And nope, no double XP for you. That was a disappointment. You know, I'll say I was disappointed by that. Because that could have been cool. Right? To do like a special like holiday event. Because nobody really follows what's going on in that game anymore. Nobody really cares. But nope. Nothing. What a shame. What a shame, you know. I expected more. So whatevers, you know. Oh god. I didn't even realize I was on the tilting one. Till it was too late. So yeah, let's just say overall, I don't know, that's just dumb. Like, right, like, I don't know if they did it for, I can't remember if they did it for, since they've gone free to play. But I know, right, like, a game like Fall Guys does a double XP weekend. Right, like, that's a thing that these games do. I know Splatoon, for Splatfest, does, I want to say 1.5 XP, which, for, at least for the Season Pass. Which, I know, why the fuck not just give... whatever, the semantics of it. Again, people... You know, I actually do wonder the behind-the-scenes development. I know, right, when you buy a game... Right, companies that make games want you playing their game for as long as possible. In the modern world, that's because the longer you play a game, the more likely you're to spend money in it. Right? The more time you invest, the more likely you're willing to spend money. Right? The higher chance you'll actually like buy something in the microtransaction shop or the loot boxes or anything like that. But throughout, and like I know that's something that stems from arcades. But even like back in like the NES era, you get games like the original Mario Brothers that has the second quest, Ghosts and Goblins, Ninja Gaiden, that are all like, oh well, what if, right, we're just gonna make the game extremely hard to keep people playing it. Or then there's Ghosts and Goblins that you had to beat twice. Right? Like, why? Like, I don't know. I guess that's just something that I've been thinking about recently. Not even recently, for a while now. Because, like, I think of games like Donut County and Untitled Goose Game and I can't think of a third example off the top of my head, but trust me, they do exist. Gato Roboto, let's go with that one. Right, these are games that cost like 15 bucks. But they're like 2 hours. You can 100% them in probably 4 hours. Right, you can do everything in double the time. And then boom, you've got that one short, satisfying experience. And then that's it. You never got to worry about it again. I mean, there are some... I've played Untitled Goose Game like 3 times. I've played Donut County, I think, twice. Have I played Donut County twice? Because I've played Untitled Goose Game twice and then once in co-op. I've played Donut County, yeah, I think twice. I've only ever played Gato Roboto once. So, like, that's where and I know that's where, like, Mario games get their replayability as well. It's from stuff like that. It's from being replayable. And yeah, I agree with that to an extent. That, right? Replayability and a game being like, I know people always complain about, like, post games in Pokemon games. But I would honestly rather have a replayable game than a post game, than like a post game. At least that's been my thinking in recent years. I don't know, that could just be me. Okay. So yeah, so I don't know, it's just something, right? Like in the modern world, I get why, because it's a very shady thing to do. But this has like always been a thing. And it comes from, like, it's why we have live systems. Like, live systems exist in games. So that way when you spend your quarter on an arcade machine, or penny, or nickel, or whatever, you feel like you're getting more money out of the arcade machine, right? Because, you don't just have one life, one attempt at these games. You have 3. But these games are also really hard, or just like, they start off easy, but then they get, like, easy to learn, hard to master. So that way you're always putting in new quarters, and right, you're always wanting to play again and again. And that's an arcade. Once we started doing home console gamings, well, hey, we literally just made them arcade games again, right? That's why live systems are still a thing in games today. Not because of anything to do with the game, but because of, arcades, right? We're still beholden to that. However many years later, right? All that to say, Switch Sports is very grindy, not as replayable as I would like it to be, right? Like, they have all these, like, I saw some crazy costumes in that game. But, like, it doesn't really matter. You know? So, whatever. So, we have some sales figures updates. So, I don't even remember how I don't even remember how I got onto that. So, sales figures. So, PlayStation put out a statement that God of War Ragnarok is the fastest selling first party game in PlayStation history, selling over 5.1 million copies. Cool. You know, like, the previous record holder was The Last of Us 2 with 4 million copies, and I want to say the record before that was Spider-Man, the PS4 Spider-Man game, with like 3.8. So yeah, we're definitely seeing improvement, even with the PS5 being as rare as it is. I actually did see, I went to Target today, and they had a PS5. So I did see I think that's the first time I've ever seen a PS5 on a store shelf. But I did see it. So yeah, I still have not... again, I never beat God of War 2018. I really should. Because then I'll play the new one. But yeah, I have not played the new one. I have never beaten 2018. Same thing with Horizon. We'll talk about what games I picked up a little later. We'll talk about it when we talk about Thanksgiving. Because I have picked up a few games. But yeah, I'm not too... It's... Oh, I didn't even realize that. There's a lot of, you know, games that are coming out. But yeah, no, God of War selling well makes sense. The other game that has sales figures released was the new... Oh my god, you're just here to torture me, aren't you? Was the new, Pokemon game, Scarlet and Violet, which has now sold 10 million units in its first 3 days. So it has, in 3 days, it has sold almost double that of God of War Ragnarok. Which is kind of crazy to think about. I mean, I know it doesn't have the largest user base. Oh, it thumps the floor. Okay, I was wondering about that. It does thump the floor, okay. So yeah, I know, right, there's 100 million Switches to maybe 20 million PS5s. I don't remember how many PS5s have sold up to this point. It's higher than you'd think, but because it's been, the console's been out for 2 years now. It's higher than you think, but not like an insanely high number either. So yeah, 10 million copies. I want to say the lowest selling Pokemon game on Switch is at, I want to say like 16 million. That being Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Pisses me off that it sold that well. No, actually, Legends Arceus sold... I think Legends Arceus is at, like, 13.9 or something like that. So it's on... Right, it's going to beat out... by the time we get the next Switch sales figures numbers, and at the end of quarter 3, yeah, it's going to have sold... It's going to be on the top 10 best-selling Switch games. It might even... Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, with all of its problems, with all the controversy... Not... Really, the controversy really only kicked off, like, the days before the game came out. When when the reviews and whatnot started coming out about the frame rate. That's... Again, I don't... Like, any of the bugs, whatever, doesn't fucking matter. The only thing people actually give a shit about is the consistent frame rate. So that's when the controversy kicks off. It looks like that, maybe that will slow the momentum, maybe not. Because again, reviews didn't come out until the day before. Like, it was a tight drop. Oh. It was a very close drop. right? From the, right, reviews to the launch of the game. And again, if they just, the frame rate, all the other bugs don't matter. Right? Yeah, it sucks for them to be there, but far worse games have gotten away with far more. What really matters is just having a consistent frame rate. Now, I did hear nobody has tested it that I'm aware. Like, nobody major has tested it. But I heard a rumor, because I have not had any problems. I have not had any problems. I mean, I've seen a little bit of slowdown here and there, but nothing really that bad. But I heard a rumor that a lot of the slowdown for people who bought the game digitally, if you move the digital game from your SD card over to the Switch's internal memory, it fixes a lot of the slowdown issues that people are having. Supposedly. That is a thing that I haven't seen anyone major test. But I would love... I bought the games physically, so I can't test it. But I would love to see somebody actively go in and test that. And see, like, yeah, no, these are our results. Because I hear people who are having so many frame rate issues and whatnot. And I've had a little slowdown, but nothing that bad, and nothing that lasted that long. And I've never had to, like, turn... Admittedly, I'm not playing for, like, 10 hours in a row. My longest play session has been, like, 5 hours. And I know that people have already said, like, oh, if the frame rate's slowing down, just turn the game off and turn it back on. That tends to fix a lot of the problems. Right? Like, close the game out and then open it back up. And you know that's probably true. But even still, I like that idea of it moving from the core system memory to the SD card being such a major change is something I would love to see tested out. But so far, I haven't seen anyone test it out. Somebody will, though, eventually. But yeah, so Pokemon selling insanely well. God of War Ragnarok selling insanely well. Who's gonna sweep at the Game Awards? God. I don't know. I'm still enjoying Pokemon. You know, I did not play it today. I was so tired. Thanksgiving drained me. So let's talk about that, shall we? So Thanksgiving 2022. So, what did I do? So I went over to my parents, and my father, who last year he bought like a smoker, right? He bought a big fancy smoker. And so this year he just smoked a turkey. He just smoked a whole ass turkey. And so we had that. And yeah, that was good, you know. It was turkey. I know white people can't cook, but guess what? I'm not white. So we at least know someone how to cook. I know everyone kind of hates Thanksgiving food. Thanksgiving food is mid. Yeah, you're not entirely wrong. I don't entirely love Thanksgiving food. But I've also had far worse. And right, when you really season those, right, when you don't just white people taco night it, and you put some actual flavor into it, and you don't just make it the driest fucking thing in existence, you can get good food out of it. You just gotta not do those things. So yeah, that, like I said earlier, Switch Sports, that happened. That was fine. It was really short. That went on real quick, so yeah, that was like one of the first things, right, when like we started like getting together and everything, right? There was everything I brought, I already had done, like the pie, already had it done in advance, right? So I didn't worry about that. So I basically just was like sitting around You know, turkey was in the smoker. Right, a lot of the side dishes were in the oven. People were bringing over other stuff. So yeah, I didn't. So it was like, oh, switch bar, and it's like, oh well, let's put something on the TV. I fuck the football games. So you know what I put on? And there, I should say, there weren't that many people here by this point. This was very early on. I put on the Defunct Land, the newest Defunct Land video about the Disney Channel theme. That's what I put on. And I was like, yeah, let's check this out. You know, Defunct Land, Disney. I'd heard people on Twitter talking about how that video has, like, one of the greatest twists ever. Right, just, like, in a YouTube video ever. So I was really curious, like, oh, what's that? Right, greatest twist in YouTube videos. Oh, let's see what this is. After watching the video, I'm pretty sure I know the twist people are talking about. And I mean, yeah, it's a good twist, I guess. The problem is I've seen it, without actually giving it away what it is, because I do recommend watching it. Without actually giving away what the twist is, I will say I don't really find it as shocking, because I've also seen that twist done before. I cannot tell you where I have seen it done before. I can just tell you I have seen it done before. And so, seeing Defunct Land do it, yeah, it didn't really surprise me because I've seen it done. Oh, the water was rising. Probably? Yeah, so I've seen the twist done. I couldn't tell you where. But I've seen it done before where you find out that, oh, it was actually it was with the music. I'll tell you that. And it was like, oh yeah, I just can't tell you where. So it's not really that big of a surprise. I still think it is well done. The documentary, YouTube video documentary, however you want to put it. And that does matter, right? Because that's one of the main points of the thing. Is very well made. I do highly recommend it. You know, you don't expect much out of a documentary about the Disney Channel theme. But yeah, an hour and a half long, and they really do get their money's worth out of it. They cover every little nook and cranny, man. I tell you what, they cover. He gets it all. Kevin Perger. So yeah, it was really good. I highly recommend it because while I did kind of see the twist coming, again, assuming we're talking about the same twist here, I did not expect to cry. And yes, near the end, it did get me a little teary-eyed. So if I had one thing to say about it, I will say that yes, it did get me a little teary-eyed. Which I did not expect to happen, but it did happen. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. I would recommend it. I'm trying not to give into too many specifics, because yeah, it is basically movie length, and I would recommend it the same as I would a movie. Right? I'd recommend it all the same, because it is good. It is very well made. Good production. All around a very solid video. So yeah, I watched that. And then, yeah, by the time that was over, it was like, oh, everyone's here. Well, you know, I guess I should start, oh my god, that asshole. I know that was my slip up, but still. But yeah, so I do recommend watching that. And yeah, that was, and then, you know, Thanksgiving dinner, it was, you know, it was fine. There was a lot of food there. Some good stuff, you know. And then afterwards, everyone was just exhausted. Right. I came home. What did I even do when I got home? I must have done something. I don't even fucking remember. And then, yeah, that was it. And then, you know, slept in this morning, because I also had today off. Oh, but I was fucking tired. Yeah, there was like a point where I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna, at like 1 o'clock, where I was like, normally I would start Pokemon now, but nah, I don't think I will. I'm just tired. Probably, hopefully tomorrow. I don't know. It depends on how tired I am. Yeah, I was drained. You know, a lot of seeing family members I haven't in a while. Because time just flows so weird post-COVID. Yeah. It wasn't stressful, at least not for me. It wasn't stressful. It was just kind of, you know, it was Thanksgiving. It takes a lot out of you. At least for us introverts. I see that little, oh, that must be the exit portal at the end. Get up. So yeah, that was it. And then, you know, today. So today is, you know, Capitalism Day. The day where we celebrate all the great things capitalism gives to us. By, you know, spending all of the little penance capitalism gives us because, you know, raises haven't increased. And the national minimum wage is still $7.50. Because capitalism, you know. So did I buy anything? No, not really. I bought an electrical, an extension cord because I needed an extension cord and they were like 30% off. I checked out what Cards get, because Cards Against Humanity always does something special for Capitalism Day today. Previous years, right, they've done like these insane savings. They usually put out some weird product. This year, they had a thing where you could theoretically get a coupon for like, I want to say it could have been upwards of 200%. Of course, how many people actually got the 200%, who knows? So they were giving away money for a little bit. But then, you know, once they started giving away money, it all just became discounts. And by the time I saw it, probably around like 2 hours after it had started. And by then, it was down to like 40%. So I was like, okay, let's see. What do you have to do to get this like coupon for 40% off? It was somewhere between like an hour and 2 hours. And they were like, oh, use a laptop to do it. So I was like, well, I'm out right now. Guess I'll do it when I get home. Because I had gone to Target, like I said. And so when I got home... Ooh, what was that? I saw like a Haunted Mansion level there. So when I got... so I was like, okay, I boot up my laptop. And it's like, oh, you got to fill out this CAPTCHA. And I was like, okay, I can do it, right? CAPTCHA. Oh, click on all of the tanks. And like it keeps getting bigger and bigger. Then there's one that's click on all of the assholes. And it's like, oh, well, here's a bunch of like assholes, right? Like animal assholes. But then, you know, there's people like Kanye West and Donald Trump, Matt Gaetz. And it's like, okay, you know they're going to be in it as well. And then the next one, the one that took, because I was like, even if I don't use this thing, right, you got to at least have fun with it. You got to at least, you know, participate, give it the good old college try or whatever. The next one after that was, click on every picture of Keanu Reeves. Under the age of 40. And it's just a bunch of pictures of Keanu Reeves. And I was like, oh, this is going to take me forever. Right? Like, this sucks. Oh my god. Does this suck? And I was probably there for a good 20 minutes. Just, you know, trying different random combinations of Keanu Reeves. Just until I found one that worked. And yeah, it took me about 20 minutes of guessing. But I eventually did get it. That was the hardest one. After that, it was a game of Battleship. Where you had to find the where you had to click on like 4 CAPTCHA images to line up a 4x1 battleship. And you just have to guess. So I was like, you know what? If I just keep... I didn't know if it was moving it around or if the battleship was in a certain spot. But eventually I did get it. Right? Eventually I basically process of eliminationed it. My original plan was going to be... And I eventually figured one of these CAPTCHAs would have been like, select them all. The opposite happened, but I figured it'd be like, select them all. No. And then the next one, I read it and it was like, oh, pick every movie that won Best Picture. And I was like, okay, easy. Boom, boom, boom. I originally, my first thought was like, okay, I know this shitty movie one. I know this shitty movie one. I know this good movie one. I know this good movie one. I don't think you won. Let's double check it. Because I'd heard of like all of the movies but one. So I was like, okay, let's do all this. I did it all, and it wasn't giving it to me. And I was like, what? What am I doing wrong? So I reread the prompt, and it selected every Best Picture winner that won and deserved it. Because there were movies like Green Book and Crash, where I was like, okay, I know for a fact you won, because you're a piece of shit movie. Right? That's why I know you... Oh my god, that was a good survive. I was like, that's how I know you won it. But right, once I read that, I was like, oh, I bet it's You Select Nothing. Even though I like some of those Best Picture movies. I liked Coda. Coda was good. I liked... Chicago. Braveheart's whatever, you know, it's fine. I liked Other Example. Right, so it was one of those things where it's like, okay, we'll select them all. So yeah, I just selected none of them, and it turns out that that was the correct answer. Just select none of them, and that worked. So yeah, that was that one. The next one was a list of pick every country located in Africa. And I was like, well, okay, that's Mexico, that's the state of Washington, that's Venezuela, that's Italy. I basically picked I knew everyone that wasn't, and I just submitted it, and it was good enough, you know? And then there was one more that was like, it basically generated a bunch of CAPTCHAs inside of CAPTCHAs and asked you to pick the CAPTCHA containing exactly 5 of the other CAPTCHA. And I think that was with tanks again. So that took me a few tries. I think that took me like 5. But then I got that one and boom, I was good. With that one, I had won that one. All good, all gold. So I did that one, and I think that was the last one. There was a few other things, like I know there was like an end user license agreement. I want to say there was like some trolley problem bullshit in there as well. But really, the CAPTCHA was like the last major one. And you know, once you did that one, it kind of didn't matter anymore. So yeah, I got my code. By the time I got it, it was down to like 30-something%. So I definitely I didn't get stuff for free. The actual products they were selling was a giant leather-bound box that you could use to hold all of your Cards Against Humanity. A Ultimate Edition that comes with presumably either, not every card ever made, but like a lot of the cards, right? From a lot of different packs over the years. And then finally a pack with, and then finally a mini, like a travel-sized, like a pocket-sized pack of Cards Against Humanity. So those were the 3 products. I'll tell you I bought one of them, but I'm not going to tell you which one I bought. I know some people really fucking hate Cards Against Humanity. And you know what? I get it. You know, in the board game scene, it's generally seen as, like, a diatribe on, like, laziness. Like, it's a comedy game for people who aren't funny, is a common descriptor I see a lot of the time. And they're not technically wrong. But I don't hate Cards Against Humanity. Have I gotten bored of it? Because when you play it enough times, you tend to see all of the jokes? Yes. Yes, I have. But I don't hate Cards Against Humanity. I can't bring myself to hate Cards Against Humanity, you know? I really can't anymore. Is this one? Okay, this one is flooding. Or flipping. Ah, god damn it. We were close. Yeah, we had just had to survive. And I thought I would be fine. But no. So yeah, that was, so I did that. That was how I spent like half an hour today. Again, the one that took me the longest was the Keanu Reeves one. I just had to keep guessing on that one. The rest of them, not hard at all. Honestly, the rest of them were not that big of a deal. But yeah, so Thanksgiving, you know, but yeah, other than that, I didn't buy, I mean, other than that, so I didn't like, right, I didn't like actual, like, big box store product shit. I didn't buy anything. But I did look at video games. I did pick up, I talked previously about how I was going to pick up because Sonic Frontiers, which only came out like this month, was already on sale for $30. And I've played basically every Sonic game. Like, I haven't played the RPG, Dark Brotherhood, or whatever the fuck that one was called. I haven't played Advance 3. And there's like a few other like DS games I haven't played, like Colors and Generations DS. But I've played a lot of Sonic games. And I was like, of course I'm going to pick up Frontiers. But, right, the fact, like, I wasn't going to pick it up at launch because, you know, I think it came out the same day as God of War Ragnarok. And, you know, there was other shit to play. Pokemon. But the fact, and like, I was like, I'll pick it up, you know, once I'm done with Pokemon and everything. But it being $30, I was like, you know, I can't resist that. That's a good price. I'll pick that up. Horizon Forbidden West. I also found a copy of for $30. So I picked that up as well. So I've got that on PS5. And then I picked up Fire Emblem. I picked up a not the new one, right? Not Engage. I picked up a Fire Emblem, the Three Houses, Hopes, whichever one, for also $30. It was on sale. So that one, and then finally, I picked up on the eShop. I picked up Cult of the Lamb, which I'd been wanting to play but haven't. And then on the PlayStation Shop, I picked up Stray. So all around, I basically, for the price of 2 big budget AAA games, I got like 5 games. You know, it's a lot. I know I've spent a lot, right? I bought a Pokemon this month, and I just bought a bunch of games. I promise you, I will get to Stray before the end of the year. I want to at least play one of the games nominated for Game of the Year. So I'm going to play Stray. which we're currently playing on PS5. So I'm going to play Stray this year, right? I will do that sometime in the next, hopefully 2 weeks, maybe even later this weekend. But other than that, you know, I hope to get around to Cult of the Lamb at some point. Honestly, the real is we just need to beat Pokemon. I know we're still working on it, and I'm glad we're taking our sweet ass time. But we still have more shit to do. I mean, we're maybe halfway through. And that's still... And then there's so much I want to do. Right, I want to go shiny hunting in the post-game. There's so much I want to do. So we've got a lot to do. But yeah, I've just been completely I know there's a lot of games I play off stream a lot of the times. I do not want to play Pokemon off stream. That has been something I have been avoiding. So yeah, I do not plan on playing Pokemon off stream, and so far we've been able to do that. So what have I been playing? Well, to get us into WIBE, I have been playing, what have I been playing? I've been playing Splatoon 3. As you know, the chill season, the new Splatoon update, comes out... The chill season comes out December 1st. Which is in just a few days. So I'm super excited, but I want to finish off this season pass. So I've been playing Splatoon 3 again. I'd also like to get to S rank before the new season. Do not think I'll get to S+, but I'll at least be able to get to S rank. I want to do that before the new update comes out. So basically every day this week, I've been booting up, usually right around, the day changes at 6 o'clock every day. So yeah, it changes at 6 o'clock. Used to change at 7, now it changes at 6. So usually like right when that happens, I'm like, okay, I go in, I play my I try to make it one game. Sometimes it's more than that, of like open anarchy. That's a guaranteed level, and then boom, I'm all good. I've played a few more games than that. If Turf War, or not Turf War, if Splat Zones is in the series, I play that. Because that is honestly the game I'm most comfortable with. I play that, and so I was like 100 points away from leveling up from A to getting to the level up from A to S. From A to S. And then I got 2 fucking disconnects in a row that just completely fucking tanked me. So that sucked. I was so close to getting to being to my level up matches, and nope, I just couldn't do it. So that fucking screwed me. That was today. That was earlier today. So that fucking sucked. So now it's going to take me a little bit longer, but I've got just a few days. The update will probably come out Wednesday night. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got like 4.5 days to get to finish the season pass. I think on the season pass, I'm at like 89. I think I'm at like 89. So I'm close. I'm gonna definitely have to do some other grinding or something, because there's no way, because you can basically, as long as you play an Anarchy Battle as your first game of the day, it's basically, to get your first game of the day bonus, your first win of the day, it's basically a guaranteed level up. So you can basically get a guaranteed level up a day. Of course, there's this one guy I see on Twitter who has already who has completed the season pass 11 times. No idea how the fuck they did that. That must be hundreds of hours in the game. But they did it. So, yeah. I just want to complete it once. So I will probably be grinding right on the 30th or the 29th. 29th is what, Monday? Yeah. Because I want to get I want to get that update. I want to get to that update. So I've got that. And yeah, that's honestly that's been the main game I'm playing. And honestly, it's kind. I played like a little bit more Vampire Survivors. I'm definitely not as addicted to it as other people are. Mainly because I'm all caught up on my podcasts. And I don't have a new audiobook to start at the moment. Yeah, I don't have an audiobook. I'm all caught up on my podcasts. I mean, I should probably just go out and find a new... I think I can get like 4 months of Audible for like $5 right now. And I don't have Audible at the moment. So it is definitely something I'm like, oh, maybe I should go get Audible just to get... No, fuck you! I was just trying to be playful. You didn't have to be an asshole about it. Was that always 600 per level up? I kind of don't remember. For some reason, I thought it was 480. I could be misremembering. But yeah, new Fall Guys season. I didn't even know the new Fall Guys season was coming out until I saw the trailer go up on the Nintendo YouTube channel. Because Fall Guys, right, I used to get all my news through their Twitter account. But Twitter just doesn't show their tweets on my feed anymore. Like, they've been completely, like, shadow banned from my feed. So I don't see shit from them anymore. So I didn't even know the new update was coming out until the new update came out. So yeah, that was a whole thing. But once I saw it, I was like, yeah, we should play it. I kind of want to... I at least want to check it out. I'm probably not going to play it much more than this, because again, Splatoon. But yeah, I at least wanted to check it out. The SpongeBob thing is neat. So another... So this is completely random. So there's the YouTuber GotG, who I've talked about how I do like their stuff. I talked about it I talked about it last year, and while I was doing like all my best of the year stuff, how I really like GotG as a content creator. And they recently did a fidget toy tier list. And I recently picked up a fidget cube, right? Because I was like, you know what? I'm kind of curious. Because I definitely need something to fidget with. I just didn't have anything. And you know what? Honestly, I picked up this fidget cube. It sucks. Like, the best thing about it is it does, like, this little, like, click. Other than that, nope, do not. It's just kind of... It's not what I wanted. I had a someone literally gave me a fidget spinner a few years back. But it broke. So I don't have that anymore. But I did at one point. And that was actually kind of addicting. In its own weird way. But he did this fidget toy tier list. And on it, he had his two number ones were this infinity cube and this these like 3 magnet rings. And I was like, oh, you know what? I right, because I know these fidget things do work. And I'm like, okay, if these are the ones he's recommending, I'll give it a shot. So I picked them up. They were like, I want to say it was like $8 total. I want to say it was like $4 per each. So I picked up this cube. Honestly, when I started using the cube, I was like, whatever. But I took it with me to work. Just to to just use it while I was working. Yeah, no, I totally get the cube. Cube's pretty great. Did not expect this from an infinity cube. Because I had seen these before, and I was like, whatever. But no, this shit is actually pretty good. The rings, on the other hand, his number 1 ranked thing... Yeah, no, he's completely correct. These 3 magnetic rings are so good. And the best part about them, which I don't remember if he even talks about, I love putting them on my three middle fingers, right, the 3 fingers in the middle, pulling them apart, and then clicking them back together. That's the best shit. It's the sound, the feel, like even more than spinning it. Just clicking the 3 rings together is so good and so addictive, man. So yeah, it looks like I've gotten into this whole fidget thing now. Right, the cube disappointed me, but everything else seems to be but these seem to be working a lot better. So yeah, good job, Doug. Has anyone else noticed, and I'm not talking about Doug, I'm more talking about fucking Point Crow. Have you noticed that more YouTubers are just trying to become Mr. Beast? Because I saw Point Crow's newest video, and it was literally just him doing, like, IRL battleships with real explosives. And that's some fucking, that's some fucking Mr. Beast shit right there. Right. And there's been, like, 1 or 2 other YouTubers who it's like, oh, look at this new video. Wait, this is literally just like what Mr. Beast would do, just on a slightly smaller scale because you don't have that insane budget. Right? Am I the only... please tell me I'm not the only one noticing that. Like, we'll see what Dream has cooked up, but it wouldn't surprise me if his IRL manhunt is much the same. I don't know. It's fucking weird, but that was something I was like, wait a second. And I think I just thought of that because Point Crow and Doug. I think I've seen them compete against each other in something, or at some point. Oh wait, I'm not in this anymore. Why am I still even here? I don't know. It was just something I noticed. I used to really like Point Crow. He was pretty good. I don't even know who the fuck I watch anymore. I can actually tell you I've been watching a lot of Veilfisk. His Halloween video was great. The I have no mouth but I must bust, or whatever it was, that one was pretty good. The fucking Open TTD one had me laughing so hard I was in tears. Fucking Train 23, man. Oh my god. So that's what I've been watching recently. And I feel like that's all. Because, yeah, god, I don't know. Because nothing else is really worth watching. So yeah, I really haven't been doing anything. Movie-wise, I want to see The Menu. I want to see the Steven Spielberg autobiography. I don't remember what that one's called. Not The Journeyman. It's The Fableman. Is that it? I want to see that. I want to see... Did I say The Menu already? The Menu, The Fableman... I get, if I was there, I'd go see the new Disney movie, but I'm not too, like, I'm not going out, I kind of don't want to go out of my way to go see it. I hear it's fine. I want to see Glass Onion, which I know is coming to Netflix, but it's also in theaters right now. If I wasn't so fucking tired, I probably would have gone and seen it today. Just being honest, yeah, I probably would have gone and seen it today. I want to go see Glass Onion. And then there's, like, one other thing. But what I have watched is... Well, we'll talk about the Marvel thing second. Let's talk about Rick and Morty first. So Rick and Morty finally came back. Season 6, Episode 7. I don't know, some sort of pun name. I honestly don't even remember what the pun name is anymore. I honestly have not paid attention to the Rick and Morty episode titles. Probably since Season 3. I think that was when I stopped reviewing Rick and Morty as well. No, maybe I did do Season 4. I kind of don't remember. Oh, you know what I fucking didn't put in here? Ah, God. Whatever. Oh, God, there was one thing I forgot to talk about. We'll put it at the end. So, Rick and Morty... so this... Remember, there was the episode last season... that was very meta, all about the train, right, being the hero's journey. They do the Bechdel test at one point. The villain is Story Lord, who they literally trap in a Jesus cartoon. Well, this one is a continuation of that. We failed. God, we really failed this one. Ew. So, in this one, Story Lord is back. He's become real. So this episode gets very fucking meta as they're dealing with all these meta-based characters. Like, Retcon, Continuity, Mr. Twist, Mislead, other Flashback, I think was one. Right, so it's all the main one is Previously Leon. Yeah, so they're dealing with all these fucking weird characters. The best one is the Dr. Manhattan retcon, who retcons the entire story and then turns the entire place into an orange. That's good. So I like the trade episode. I should say that. I liked the meta-ness of the story about stories, especially because Dan Harmon's such a fucking jack-off for the story circle, and I kind of get it, honestly. But yeah, this one is, boosting that shit up to 11, especially because they literally meet Joseph Campbell, who, is who invented the hero's journey, or who, invented the hero's journey and all that. And, Joseph Campbell literally becomes their solution. Oh, the writing should come naturally. It's the solution, not the problem to the solution, or whatever. He gives a big speech at the end through Morty about writing and how they're all fucking hackneyed assholes. And yeah, that's how because Story Lord's motivation is that he wants motivation. And how the entire episode before was just shit. Because, the Ricks wanted that Batman, the Canterbury Tales. And then after realizing they don't know what that is, they wanted that Batman episode with all the villains, which, honestly, fair assumption. That's a really fucking good episode. Is it the best? Maybe? I don't know. Personally, I like Trial more. Trial is so good. But yeah, so we get that. Story Lord's motivation. They do eventually defeat Story Lord, of course. And they smother him to death with Rick and Morty merchandise, which, yeah, makes sense. Tag Man, who's just this giant buff. Because, everybody loves the Tag. So it's this giant buff guy. It's a very meta episode, and it kind of feels like they're killing off meta episodes by literally killing off Story Lord, who is a meta character. We'll see if next season they just do another fucking interdimensional cable. I don't know. But yeah, I like the train episode. I like this one. They're definitely, they're very meta, very kind of weird episodes, but I don't think that's a bad thing. So yeah, I liked it. Next up, as you know, Marvel has started doing these special presentations. They did a Halloween one, which was Werewolf by Night. I enjoyed Werewolf by Night. I thought it was good. Nothing outstanding or anything, but, I liked it. So yeah, I liked Werewolf by Night. And, so they had announced previously that they were making a Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a fun idea. So yeah, I was interested to see where this goes. And you know what? It was fun. It's nothing really that big or complicated. And I don't think it had to be. At least as a means to that end, I liked it. It mostly follows Drax and Mantis as they go to Earth to kidnap Kevin Bacon. And they do successfully kidnap Kevin Bacon. And it's this whole thing. Oops. No, it's this one. Right, they go to Earth, they kidnap Kevin Bacon. They get all these adventures on Earth. Everyone thinks Drax is, I think they call him Kratos at one point. or something like that. They make a bunch of money. They go to what I originally thought was a gay bar. I still kind of fan theory that it is a gay bar because that's funnier. Right. I mean, Venom went to a gay bar. But Venom is gay, so yeah. I thought that movie was fine. But yeah, they eventually find Kevin Bacon. We get a Kevin Bacon chase as they track him down. They eventually do... Right, they eventually do capture him. They bring him back to Earth. They realize he's an actor, which fucking horrifies them. Because as it turns out, everybody in space hates actors. They bring him to Peter. He freaks out. And it's like, you can't just kidnap Kevin Bacon. But, you know, they eventually Kraglin tells, like, them what's going on. Right, Kevin Bacon, what's going on. That Yondu killed Christmas. So now we want to bring Christmas back and everything for Peter. So he stays around. We get a Christmas song. Mark Hamill has a 2-second cameo in there. Yeah, Mark Hamill. There was a thing where James Gunn said he was going to put Mark Hamill in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We didn't know if that was actually going to happen or not. But he is in this, but only for like 2 fucking seconds. So I really hope that's just a cameo and he's going to play at least a slightly larger role in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. That's my hope anyways. Or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. But yeah, they end up, you know, Christmas goes out good. There's a bunch of Christmas music throughout. The only song I for sure recognize is Christmas Rapping, which makes perfect sense for a fucking movie like this, honest. Just being completely honest. Yep, that's very Guardians of the Galaxy. James Gunn. We get that. Yeah, there's a bunch of other Christmas music throughout. They start off with, like, an original Christmas song about aliens not understanding what Christmas is. It eventually and then they end with Kevin Bacon's Christmas song. Mantis reveals that she is, in fact, Star-Lord's sister. That, yes, Ego was her father. Isn't the time... Okay, I don't know exactly what time this movie takes place. Because in the trailers, they mention that Peter is sad about... You know, it has to take place after Endgame. But, like, Endgame takes place, like... Doesn't it take place, like... I mean, I know there's the snap of 5 years. But even Endgame, Infinity War, which takes place in 2018, doesn't Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 take place in, like, 2015? Isn't there, like, a 3 years difference? That's 3 years for this thing, The Secret, to have come out. And presumably this holiday special takes place in holiday 2023, but the MCU is up to, like, 2026. Like, I do want to bring that up. The MCU is in, like, 2026 nowadays. I want to say that's when either Wakanda Forever or... Because I want to say Spider-Man ends Christmas of 2024. Hawkeye takes place Christmas of 2025. But I want to say there's something else that pushed us in to early 2026. I could be wrong about that. I could be forgetting something. I could be misremembering something. But I know for sure, because I know that Spider-Man ends Christmas of 2025 or 2024, and I've seen people say that, like, oh, well, Hawkeye takes place at the same time. But it, in fact, does not. It takes place a year later. So yeah, that's a whole thing. But yeah, so I have no idea. But I don't know. You know, they could have kept it a secret for however many years. That's... Fuck! I was trying to get away from them. I do not like this finale. Maybe it's just because I haven't won it. I do not like that finale. But yeah, it ends on... And it ends on a, that positive note that, hey, they're together. We found out that Yondu didn't actually ruin Christmas. That in the end, right, Peter actually got him the little troll doll he had on his desk. And Yondu got Peter guns, which is very applicable for the character. And, it cements that father-son relationship they had in Guardians 2. So it's a very, it's a good happy ending. I like it. And yeah, that's where the special ends. There's tons of stuff I'm leaving out, right? Tons of little jokes. Again, it's mostly a Mantis and Drax special, right? Bradley Cooper's barely in it, obviously. Groot is literally just Vin Diesel in a Groot costume. So he looks very big and chunky, but he still has baby Groot's face. So he's got a baby face. It's Groot. It's big, bulky. Like, the original Groot was very slender. Right? Slender and tall. This new Groot's a lot chonkier. But he's got a baby face. So, yeah. But yeah, it's mostly just Drax, Mantis, Kevin Bacon, and Sean Gunn. Kraglin. So yeah, I it was nothing special, but it was fine. I like the idea of Marvel giving us Christmas and Halloween specials. Sure, sounds good. I like that idea. I'm all aboard for more. Yep, if that's what they want to keep doing, this was good. I liked it. Yeah, I don't think they ever mentioned Gamora. Like, I know it's in the trailers, but I don't know if the line ever actually makes the movie, or the special. I don't think it does. And honestly, it's not that big of a deal if it didn't. Because I feel like, right now, it feels like the MCU is kind of in flux about whether or not it wants to bring back Zoe Saldana as Gamora in its new, in Guardians 3. Right? Because they totally leave it open that they can. But they also, if they want to have her be gone, they can have her be gone. I mean, they already know, because the movie's already been shot for like a year now. But this special, yeah, it feels very ambiguous about that fact. Whereas that deleted scene from Endgame definitely pushes us into the fact that, no, she's alive. But yeah, so I liked it. So the last thing we have to talk about is the Marble League. So the Marble League, Jella's Marble, or is it Jella? I always feel like I pronounce it wrong. The Marble League. The Marble League 2022. It started, I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks ago now. I want to say 2 weeks. It started 2 weeks ago. I've been watching it the entire time, but I don't think we've talked about it on stream. I keep meaning to, but I always forget to talk about it. So we're talking about the Marble League today. I've been watching the Marble League since the Big John Oliver bit back in 2020. That was what got me interested in the Marble League. Right? That's where I was like, oh yeah, hey, Marble League. That was mean. Right, the John Oliver sponsoring the 2020 Marble League what got me into it. When it came to picking teams, I picked the host, not because they were the host team, but I picked the host team that year, the Team Galactic. The Team Galactic. I picked Team Galactic. Why did I pick Team Galactic? Because I like space. Space is cool. Team Galactic is the space team. That's it. That's the whole reason I picked Team Galactic. There wasn't any more complications than that. It wasn't because they always come in 5th place. It wasn't because I'm some fan of some other team that has a similar record to them or whatever. Right? It's not like being like a Las Vegas Raiders fan makes you a Green Ducks fan. Or being a Yankees fan makes you a Midnight Wisp fan. Or Other examples I cannot think of. Being a Seahawks fan makes you an Rangers fan. Yeah, I know that's not right, but you know what? That's a whole thing. It was just, I like space. Space is cool. Team Galactic is the space team. In 2020, we were fucking cursed. Right? Host curse is totally a real thing. Admittedly, it did not go as bad for us that year. Right? We were definitely cursed, but we, I think, still walked away in, I want to say like 10th place or 9th or something like that. We did okay that year. You know, usually Hearst Curse puts you at the very bottom. We did okay. So yeah, Hearst Curse wasn't that bad. Last year, Team Galactic didn't even fucking qualify. Which sucked. We didn't even qualify. So instead, I joined up with the Raspberry Racers, which went very well, and we came in second. We could have gotten the gold, but we completely fucking blew the last event, man. The last event went terribly for us, and if we had gotten even 12th in the final event, we could have gotten first. But we just completely fucking screwed the pooch, and we got us overall silver last year. This year, Team Galactic qualified. I was super happy. Then, right out the gate, we won the first event. I was fucking stoked. Second event rolls around, we win again. 2 golds in a row. I was fucking pumped. Then we didn't do that well. You know, for the next few events, we did anywhere from okay to not that great. You know, we held on to the top. We stayed in the top 5, right? I think we ever got lowest was 4. Right? So we slowly, right, we weren't winning events, and we slowly started trickling down the league. The one thing that pisses me off so much, the Pinkies keep winning. The Pinkies are maybe the second worst team in the league, right above the Turtle Sliders. They're a terrible team. The Pinkies winning would be like the Detroit Lions making it to the Super Bowl. Or even winning the Super Bowl. Like, God, that's never gonna I mean, supposedly, I don't know football, so I can't even judge on that. It's annoyed me to no end that the Pinkies have been doing really good. And we're, up until today, either in first place or tied for first place. So everything has been going rainbows and sunshines for the Pinkies. Oh, we just got fucking gangbanged there. Oh my god. So the Pinkies have been doing fantastic. But then, the previous event, not yesterday, but the day before, so event number 9, which was block pushing, didn't start off very strong for us. But then we fucking came, because, halfway through the event, Savage Speeders set a new record at, 93. And it was oh shit, okay. Then we fucking came back, broke that record, and set a new record of 98. And that won us the event. Team Galactic for the win. Fuck yeah. We're going to see people, we're going to break 100 next year. People keep getting better and better at block pushing. One of these teams is going to break 100 next year. I'm honestly surprised the Savage Speeders did as well as they did. And I think they're in second or third right now. Because I think the Pinkies are in third. I think Savage Speeders are in second. So that was the event. That was event number 9. Event number 10, which came out today, and I think there are 18 events total. So we're a little more than we're technically more than halfway. Event number 9. Event number 10 was triathlon. And it started off okay, you know. Green Ducks still suffering from the host curse. Not right there. I think they came in 10th this time. Still host cursed, right? I think they did win a medal at some point, but rafting, right, their signature event, they fucking got their asses kicked. Don't remember by who, but I know they did. They didn't DNF, which was nice, but yeah. The Midnight Wisps DNF'd from, DNF'd twice, actually. Oh my god, you screwed me. They DNF'd on this event, and I think they DNF'd last week. That sounds right in my head. Because I think them and the Chocolatiers are the only teams not to win a medal. I do expect that to change. I'd honestly, maybe not, the Chocolatiers are not a great team, but the Midnight Wisps can do well. It would honestly kind of surprise me if they don't win anything. But yeah, I can see this being an all-medal year, like where every team at least gets a medal. But yeah, so triathlon, you know, I expect Savage Speeders. The water portion was super tricky this year. It was tripping a lot of people up, even the Savage Speeders themselves. But in that final race, Team Galactic got out ahead, and we just had such a lead that even when it came to the water section, we fucking kicked ass. And for the second time this Marble League, got 2 golds in a row. Holy shit. So that was our 4th gold. That's all we've won so far. We haven't won any silvers or bronze. 4 golds. I think we're at like 138 points. The next team below us is at like 112. Maybe 115, maybe 118. Maybe we're at 135. I don't know. We're somewhere in that range. We have a pretty decent lead. There's still totally time for us to blow it, right? I was going into the Marble League this year expecting it to be the Savage Speeders year. The Savage, and you know, they've done okay in some events. They did completely choke the triathlon, but they did really good in block pushing, which I do not consider block pushing a Savage Speeder event. But they did really well in block pushing. Oh shit. It's gotta be this one then. So yeah, Color Me impressed with that. But yeah, Team Galactic for the win. I think the Raspberry Racers are getting their ass kicked this year though. So that's a thing. Yeah, the Raspberry Racers ain't doing so well. Again, they're not the worst choking team. No, I cannot think of which team is in last place right now. Oh, are there multiple ways out of this? Yeah, the Raspberry Racers are not doing well. Mellow Yellows, still their average Mellow Yellow performance. Every event they do great at, they do terrible at a different one. Green Ducks are host cursed. I think O'Rangers are doing okay. I think O'Rangers are in like 5th or 6th. It's just the Pinkies. God, they should not be doing this well. They should not be doing this well. I think they've won like 3 or 4 medals. I bet it's 3, but still, I wouldn't be surprised if they've won 1 of each. God, the Pinkies should not be doing this well. That's the one that annoys me. Gliding Glaciers are doing okay, I think. I think that sounds right in my head, because I think they got silver in triathlon. I think Midnight Wisps are last, which I think it's just not their year. That might, I know Chocolatiers isn't last, but they're probably like 12. Team Primary and Balls of Chaos are doing whatever. I think Crazy Cat's Eye was doing okay. They're like 8th or something. They've won a medal, I think, a medal or 2. But my team, oh god, there's still time for us to blow this. But you know, and there was a point where it was like, we started off, we were doing so well. And then I was like, Team Galact 5th strikes again. Because we eventually, I think we scored like 5th in an event. Like the 3rd event. And I was like, ah, crap, here we go again. But no, it all worked out in the end. Again, there's still 8 events to go. There's still totally time for us to screw this up. But yeah, I'm curious to see where it's going to go. I'm curious to see the showdown I do not know. I'm assuming the new teams are going to be in the showdown. I know they were in the friendlies. I would think they would be in because they added 2, because the teams did not qualify this year. They added, the league expanded to add 4 new teams. Team Plasma, okay, so I said I picked Galactic because I like space stuff. It was not until this year that I realized that, oh wait, Team Galactic is also a team in Pokemon. And I only realized it because of Team Plasma, which is also a team in Pokemon. I had never made that connection before. But yeah, no, it's completely right. They're both Pokemon teams. Yep, nope, that's completely accurate. That is definitely, I mean, maybe subconsciously, I don't think that's why I picked Team Galactic. I don't think, especially because Team Galactic's a whatever team in Pokemon. They're definitely not one of my faves. They're definitely not one of my least favorites. Plasma's okay. I definitely like them better in Black and White too. I like them conceptual. No, that's actually probably wrong. I like Team Plasma conceptually. Right? Oh, fighting for Pokemon freedoms from trainer oppression and all that. It's just that that's all fucking bullshit, and N's the only one who believes that. But that's a whole other thing. But yeah, I had never put together Team Galactic, Team Plasma, not until I saw Team Plasma this year. Purple Rockets, I already got a space team. I'm good. I've already got a secondary. Blackjacks, oh wow, Vegas has a hockey team. They've got a football team. Now they've got a Marble League team. Okay. And then Wolfpack, which is brand new. Right, they weren't in the weird... I don't even remember what the fuck that was called. Because even though I've only been watching the Marble League since 2020, I have gone back and watched some of the previous years. What the fuck was that called? Whatever it is, that's where 3 of these teams come from that. But Wolfpack, kind of like Solar Flares, is brand new this year. Of course, Solar Flares have been a massive disappointment so far. But, we'll see how maybe things will turn out fine in the showdown. I don't know if those 4 teams are playing in the showdown. They definitely didn't get off to a good start in the friendlies. So we'll just wait and see. Okay, that was completely my fuck up. I'll fully admit that. And yeah, I guess that takes us to the end. Go Galactic, I believe in you. I think we've got this. Honestly, I knew WIBE was going to be long. We had a lot of things to talk about. But yeah, so we did the show on a, we did the show on a Friday today. My hope is that we'll be back tomorrow playing more Pokemon. We also might not. I haven't really decided for, fully yet. But we might just, not do that. I'm not really, oh yeah, let's definitely do Pokemon tomorrow. Because honestly, because I took a few days off for Thanksgiving and everything, and they just went by like that. Holy shit, it's already over. That went by so much faster than I thought it was going to. Because, yeah, tomorrow's Saturday. Holy shit. We'll probably be back with Pokemon tomorrow. I'm going to say right now, I make no promises. But we're probably going to be back with Pokemon tomorrow. We'll probably be, if not, maybe Sunday. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a late night Sunday stream. No, let's, I'm going to say it right now. We'll be back for Pokemon tomorrow, but we will not be back for Pokemon on Sunday. Let's put it like that. Yeah, I'm going to confirm that right now. Because, yeah, because if I had to do a Sunday stream, it'd be a late night stream, and I can't do that. So, yeah, that's the plan at the moment. Yeah, because tomorrow, because, no, I can't go back to work and then just do Pokemon that night. Ugh. So yeah, let's plan for... will it be early in the morning or late at night? I don't know. I do not know, but we will do a Pokemon stream. Well, hopefully, we've got another Titan. We know where the next two Team Star bases are, so we should probably do those as well. So that's all right. Like, that's all very close within our area. So we'll hopefully do that. And then, yeah, I do want to... Of course, I do want to play more Pokemon. I do want to beat Pokemon. Because, yeah, once we beat it, we can start shiny hunting. We can start getting competitive stuff ready. Even though, again, I don't really play that much competitive. At least... since Gen 6, I have put together a competitive team. Even if I don't really play that much competitive. There are definitely a few things I want to experiment with. I guess they've banned a whole bunch of new stuff. I guess our little dolphin boy, or dolphin girl, Aqua Maria, is banned in certain tiers. Again, I fucking hate Smogon, but that's a whole other thing. I guess Dolphin's banned. I don't know if Tandem Mouse is banned. I don't know. It might be. But I heard a crazy thing about that one. I've heard crazy things about Graveyard's evolution, which we have still yet to meet. We have not found Graveyard yet. We have not met it yet. So, same thing with... Honestly, I'm surprised we haven't met Graveyard, and I'm surprised we haven't met Flamigo. Because I've heard a lot of people fucking hate Flamigo, because it's literally just a flamingo. But I'm surprised we haven't met that one, and I'm surprised we haven't met Graveyard. Especially because most dogs are early game. I don't know, maybe it just only appears at night in certain areas. I have a good idea of where Graveyard could be, actually, now that I think about it. There's that one area below the grass gym that we didn't go to. I could see it being there. Yeah, I could see that being the case, because we just did not go over there. But yeah, there's still a lot of shit to do. We still gotta figure out how to fucking evolve Armor Rouge. I know how to do it, I just don't know where to get the item. That's the problem. I know I need an item, I just don't know where to find that item. So we have to do that. Other than that, the rest of the team is... I think Tinkatoy, or whatever it is, Tinkatonk, is like 2 levels away from evolving, or something like that. It's really close. Other than that, the rest of the team's evolved. And I'm pretty sure this is the final team. If I had to guess, this is going to be the final team. I don't think we're going to pick up... Even though Tandem Mouse is supposedly really OP, I don't think we're going to pick one up. Just a guess, though. I don't know. There's still plenty more to do. But yeah, I'm still enjoying Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I was thinking about Game of the Year earlier, and I was like, when it comes to doing my Game of the Year, I'm probably only going to put one Pokemon game on there. Like, it would seem like Pokemon usually gets a slot on the list no matter what. Okay, I don't think it did last year, or the year before that. But Pokemon usually gets a slot on the list every year. And it would feel kind of unfair to give Pokemon 2 slots. But now the question is, which one would I rather give it to? Legends Arceus or Scarlet and Violet? I haven't decided yet, obviously, because we still have to beat Scarlet and Violet. But it's definitely something I've already started thinking about. One of them is making the list, and the other one isn't, right? And how high? Admittedly, I haven't even thought about how high. I just know one's making the list and the other isn't. At least that's what I'm thinking at the moment. I don't know. I've still got a little over a month to decide. But that's where I'm gonna end off for tonight. I'm tired. I've got to upload this stream archive. I've got to. Yeah. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna end off. We'll be back tomorrow. So yeah, with Pokemon Scarlet. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.